very much, Jack. Thank you very much, Chance. A great series there from Rise. Continuing their dominance, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, they had a great day yesterday. They've come in today. Mindfreak, I think it's a team that a lot of people would have expected for them to beat. But again, Mindfreak have been showing signs of light. They've had a great kind of end to their Week 2 of Division A.
Yep.
Coming in, obviously, Week 3. A lot of high hopes, but Rise just kind of shutting that down.
Yeah, it seems that way. We'll go ahead and break down that series for everyone at home. Of course, it all started with map 1, the Hardpoint. Joe, Rise, I mean, they just look so dominant across all the game. It's something that we talked about, obviously, but I mean, we said if there was going to be a chance, Mindfreak had to take the hard points.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, this was a pretty, close game, and really where it sort of got out of control for Mindfreak was I feel like Rise earned a ton of time off of turret and this center hill. I feel like Mindfreak did a good job trying to control spawns for hills 2 and 3. That's where they got a huge chunk of their time, but Rise Nation, they did a great job getting those kills in the middle of the map and towards that turret. That really broke things wide open for Rise.
All right, here we look at the current replay. 166 to 130. Rise Nation in full control. And Phil, to be honest, I'm sighing because it was a very, very simple series, kind of on paper, at least when you look at it. A 3-0 result obviously comes through from Rise. I really want to see Mindfreak put up a big fight, especially after what we had from map 1.
And I think Mindfreak, yes, should be disappointed with any type of loss, but against Rise Nation in their current form, it's very difficult, especially with the way that these guys are playing, not only in Respawn, but Search and Destroy as well. It's very hard to overcome that, and as Merc did say, that pit, 95 to 19, a very kind of lopsided affair. 250 to 188. It's not a blowout, but it's something which I think, again, coming into the Division A, we would have kind of expected that scoreline. Last kind of couple of weeks, we did see Mindfreak, obviously, Mindfreak 100-point club in big North American teams. Doesn't happen against Rise, but I'm going to credit Rise rather than discredit Mindfreak.
The one thing I do want to say is something you pointed out earlier on in the day, Joe. Gunless. We haven't really shone much of a light on him because it's always been, TJ, methods. But he put up a fantastic performance in map 1, and it's almost as if he's kind of quietly getting back up to that level that we know and love from last year.
All right, I don't know if we'll ever see that level again because that level was best player in the world. No, it was best player in the world when E United won that championship. But I think it's sort of similar to a Priesta role, right? Like he's playing that third sub, he's playing that second AR, and he's putting up solid numbers. But he's quiet, like you said. He's just doing his job similar to what Priesta does.
And very, very similar indeed. Then, of course, we head over to map 2, a St. Marie du Mont Search and Destroy, and Mindfreak's woes continued, Phil.
Yeah, and this is where I did think, obviously, when they lost map 1, I was a bit fearful for Mindfreak and how they would continue this series, because when they've found success, it has been when they've, took those hard points, they've got off to a hot start, but when they lose that first map, we know the statistics, obviously, about the rest of the series. It's not great, and it quickly got out of hand, I think, for Mindfreak. I think the end scoreline being 6-2, but Rise Nation just showing that they're not just, an S&D team, they're not just a hardpoint team. They're such a well-rounded team, and this is a team that I'm really excited to see in these upcoming open events and, potentially playoffs, which I think they will make. I've got high hopes for Rise Nation in the future.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I actually just got confirmation. Rise Nation is now the first team to confirm themselves outside of relegation, a guaranteed top 5 finish. The question now is, where in the top 5 will they finish? Will they make it towards playoffs? But this Rise squad has been a true delight to watch, Joe.
Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, again, we've touched on it. Every single game mode, like even that Search and Destroy, they show, on their defenses to play aggressive middle, they play aggressive in B, they slow down, and then looking at their offense, they attack A, they attack B. It just shows, they show so many different elements of that map, so many different elements of their game where, again, we're used to seeing teams sort of sticking to one default offense, maybe switching it up here and there, but it's so hard to read these guys. They show so many different strategies. You just love to see it.
Then, of course, we head over to Game 3, CTF on Flak Tower. And Phil, this one was a little bit closer than map 1 and 2.
Great start for Mindfreak. They start off, and I do want to reflect just on the scoreboard at the top right there. We're talking 6-1 for Shox, 4-1, and 3-1 for Buzzo and Dens. It was just kind of a very Slay-heavy, top-sided towards Mindfreak at the start. And it just took a little bit of time for kind of Rise to find their feet, find their groove. Mindfreak did have those streaks kind of to back things up, but I felt like if, for instance, this went on for, instead of, a 10-minute timer, if this was a 20 or a 30-minute game, of course, that's theoretical.
That'd have been a long game.
Yeah, first of all, it would have been very long, but I think it would have just gone through the same scale as the last kind of 6 minutes did, and it was just Rise constantly catching up, biting away at the lead that Mindfreak had. And yes, it was close, but I did think the over the longer period of time, Rise just kind of outplayed Mindfreak, and it showed in their gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely did. Gunless has a huge one-on-one where both flags are out. Gunless just runs that flag right at that player, takes him out, wins a one-on-one, puts away the second cap. That allows him to get shrieks. They can play defensively with it. But I mean, if you're Mindfreak, this is one you want to win. You have a slow game from Methods. You have a slow game for Looney. It would have been a great, you know, again, if they go to a game number 4 where it is Valkyrie, these teams don't have a lot of experience on that. If one of those players, you know, Shox or Fida has a great game, they can potentially take it to a game 5. But instead, you know, again, Rise just take advantage of opportunities, and they put that one away 2-1.
Yeah, great performance there from Rise. They 3-0 take the series, and as I mentioned,